Unit 15. Where does it hurt? Task 2. Alan is talking to a receptionist at a doctor's office. Listen and complete the form. Then listen again and check your answers.
Hi, I think I have an appointment with Dr. Lin.
Okay. Alan Whitaker, is it? 2 o'clock appointment?
That's right. This is my first time here, so...
Yes, I just need to get some information for our files.
Okay.
What's your address, please?
Oh, it's 385A Bell Street.
Here in the city?
No, that's in Oakside. I commute downtown every day.
All right. And your phone number?
It's 555-9007.
Okay. I need your birth date and health insurance number.
May 24th, 1958. And my health insurance number? Let me see. 78524-601C.
78524-601C. Okay. And what seems to be the problem?
Well, I've been having these stomach pains and...
All right. Can you tell me about your medical history?
Medical history?
Yes. Do you have any medical problems? Have you ever had surgery of any kind?
Oh, well, I had my appendix out about 2 years ago. That's about it.
Your appendix. Okay. Do you take any medication regularly?
Medication? No, none.
All right. And do you have any allergies?
Yes, I'm allergic to peanuts.
Nothing else? Okay. That's all I need for now. Please take a seat over there, and the doctor will be with you shortly.
Task 3. 3 people are telling their doctors about different medical problems. Listen and write down the problems. Then listen again and write down any other information you hear about each patient's problem. 1.
Hello, Jennifer.
Uh-huh.
What can we do for you, Jen?
Well, I keep getting this sore throat, and...
I see here you came in recently.
Yeah, Dr. Shaw, about 2 weeks ago. He gave me some medicine, but...
Oh, it came back?
Yeah.
Well, any fever?
Uh-huh. A little, but that's all.
Okay, then, let's take a look. Open wide and say, ah.
Ah.
Just as I thought.
2.
Oh my, what happened to you, Sarah?
I fell off a horse.
Oh, let me see. What hurts?
My arm.
Okay, let's see. Can you move it?
No. And it... Ouch!
I'm sorry. Now, does it hurt when I touch it here?
Yeah.
And how about here?
Not so much.
Uh-huh. Okay, well, I'm going to send you down for an x-ray. I want you to take this form up to the desk at the front of the office.
3.
Good morning. Is this Mandy?
Yes, she's,
How old is she?
6.
Poor thing. And how long has this been going on?
Oh, a couple of days now. Started when she got home from school on Tuesday. Before school, she was complaining about not feeling well, but I made her go because, well, she had to.
And?
Then, when she got home, she started throwing up.
She didn't hit her head or...
No. I asked her if she had, but she said no.
How about a temperature?
Oh, she had a temperature last night, but I gave her some aspirin and a lot of water, and...
Okay, well, we'll just check her temperature, and then maybe we'll order up some...
Task 4. Listen to the doctors and patients from Task 3. Write down the doctor's diagnosis for each patient. Then listen again. What treatment does each doctor prescribe? Match each diagnosis to the treatment. 1.
Just as I thought, Jennifer. It's tonsillitis.
Really? Oh, no.
Listen, we'll give you some different medicine. Hopefully that'll take care of it. And if not, we may have to look at taking the tonsils out.
2.
Well, let me take a look at your x-ray, Sarah. Oh, yeah, it's broken all right.
So, what?
Well, we'll need to put it in a cast for a few weeks. No more sports for a while, I'm afraid.
3.
I think this is a case of appendicitis.
Appendicitis? Oh, no.
Now, don't worry. It's a simple operation these days. Mandy'll be in and out of the hospital in a couple of days.
Task 5. Listen to the radio broadcast. Number the topics in the order the doctor talks about them. Then listen again and write down Dr. Bain's tips on maintaining good health.
We'll get back to the music on your easy listening station, WGEZ, in just a moment. But first, here's Dr. Graham Bain with your 1-minute health break.
An apple a day keeps the doctor away. But is healthy living really that simple? Well, here are some of my tips for healthy living. The most important factor in maintaining good health is eating a nutritious diet. Remember, eating well doesn't mean giving up the foods you love. It means choosing wisely from a variety of foods and choosing lower-fat foods more often. Keep in mind, however, that artificially produced vitamins are no substitute for the nutrition we derive from food. So when it comes to vitamins, don't overdo it. Secondly, a good night's sleep is essential to good health and good performance the next day. Get at least 8 hours of sleep a night. A third key factor in maintaining good health, daily exercise. Now, exercise is something many people think they don't have time for, but it only takes about 30 minutes a day to maintain good fitness. We're almost out of time, but here are a few other things you can do to stay healthy. Stay away from cigarettes and don't overdo the alcohol. Finally, take time every day to do something you enjoy, whether it's reading a good book, gardening, or just talking to a friend. Remember, good health means good living. I'm Dr. Graham Bain.
Task 6. Questions using or can have rising intonation, open questions, or falling intonation, closed questions. Listen to the examples and draw an arrow to show each question's intonation. Then listen again and practice. Examples.
Have you been coughing or sneezing? Have you been coughing or sneezing?
1,
Do you think it's broken or not?
2,
Have you been vomiting or having bad headaches?
3,
Does it hurt here or here?
4,
Are you taking any medication like antibiotics or aspirin?
5.
Did you hurt your hand or your arm?
Task 7. Listen and circle the answers that are right for you. 1,
Do you consider yourself a healthy person?
2,
Do you tend to get very many colds?
3,
Do you get much exercise?
4,
Do you tend to eat healthy foods every day?
5.
Do you often visit the doctor?
Asking and talking about medical conditions.
What seems to be the problem?
My head hurts and I feel really tired all the time.
How long has this been going on?
It started about 3 days ago.
Have you got any other symptoms?
Yes, I also get dizzy sometimes, and my legs feel really weak.
No, those are the only ones.
Do you have a sore throat or nasal congestion?
Yes, my throat really hurts, and my nose is very stuffy.
No, I just have a cough and pain in my chest.
What do you think the problem is, doctor?
It sounds like you have the flu.
What do you think I should do?
Take this medicine and get a lot of rest.
In focus. You're making me sick.
Have you ever received news that made you feel like $1,000,000? Or felt physically ill upon ending a friendship or romantic relationship? If so, your experiences illustrate the impact emotions can have on a person's physical health. Medical experts have long noted the connection between physical and emotional health, but many people remain skeptical that their feelings can actually make them sick. Some doctors argue that repressed emotions can help lead to the development of stomach ulcers and bladder infections, among other ailments. On the other hand, there are also cases in which people given to excessive shows of emotion fall victim to diseases of the heart or circulatory system. Do you think it's better to express your emotions openly or keep them bottled up inside? How do you feel about people taking medication to control feelings like anger and depression?
It's always better to express yourself, but you should be careful not to hurt others.
All you do when you show negative emotions is embarrass yourself.
I think people have to learn to control themselves without using drugs.
Review, Units 11 through 15. Task 1. Listen to the conversations and number the pictures 1 through 3. Then listen again and check the correct statement for each conversation. 1.
Let me just read that back to you.
Okay.
One ham and pineapple pizza large, and one medium tomato with extra cheese, and 2 orange juices.
Right. Oh, and better add in some garlic bread.
Garlic bread. Okay. Delivery will be in about 15 minutes.
2.
Who's that interesting-looking man over there?
Oh, that's Adam Mollering.
Oh, he's the one who...
Mm-hmm. Handsome, isn't he?
Sure is. Is he an actor or something?
No. He's actually a carpenter and people.
3.
So you've been sick for 3 whole days, Amy. Just open your mouth for me and I'll, Oh, yes. Just as I thought. Tonsillitis. What we need to do is...
Task 2. Listen and check the correct answer. Then listen again and fill in the key information.
And now to Robert Ramirez in the Channel 12 traffic copter for this morning's road report. Rob?
Thanks, Jack. Okay, it's looking pretty bad down there from up here. There's been an accident on the East Coast Expressway between Beach Street and Pine Avenue. Looks like 2 trucks have hit each other. One of them has overturned and traffic has stopped completely in both directions. If you're driving into the city, I really recommend you avoid the East Coast Expressway and take another road. Okay, on the other side...
Task 3. Listen and complete the medical form. Then listen again and check your answers. What does the doctor recommend?
So, what's the problem, Amanda?
Well, the thing is, I just haven't been feeling well lately.
What do you mean?
Well, I haven't been sleeping well at all.
Uh-huh.
And I've had this pain in my stomach for a while.
I see. Anything else?
Yeah. I've also got a real ache in my shoulders, especially when I'm typing at work.
Okay, let's take a look at your shoulders. Does it hurt when I do this?
Ouch!
All right, Amanda. I think all the things you have wrong with you are caused by stress in your life. Is your job stressful at all?
Oh yeah, it really is. I always have so much pressure.
Yes, well, I recommend taking some time off from work, a week or so. And as for the shoulders, there's nothing seriously wrong with them, but I suggest you try a massage to get rid of the ache. If you like, I can give you details of some spas in town.
Task 4. Listen to the descriptions of the 2 spas and fill in the information for each one. Then listen again and check your answers. Which spa do you think Amanda should visit? Why? 1.
Stressed? Tired? Feeling worn out? Or just want to get in shape? The Pine Tree Spa can help. Located on George Street next to Town Hall Station, right in the center of town. Yoga classes, aromatherapy, an Olympic-sized pool, a great weight room, aerobics classes, and more to make you look and feel great. Call the Pine Tree Spa now at 555-1948 for information on our 2-week trial membership offer.
2.
The Oasis of Calm is the oldest health spa in Jamestown. For over 30 years, we've been providing fitness and stress management facilities. We can help with stress-related ailments like tiredness, muscle ache, and sleeping difficulties. Our facilities include acupuncture, reflexology, massage, as well as aromatherapy. Call the Oasis of Calm at 555-7683 or visit us at 452 York Street, across from the cinema.
Task 5. Listen and circle the answers that are right for you. 1.
Would you prefer the vegetarian or the seafood pizza?
2.
I think relationships cause more stress than work.
3.
Which part of a newspaper do you look at first?
4.
Would you say that most people would describe you as a very generous person?
5.
Which is more stressful, going to the doctor or the dentist?
Unit 16. You'll never believe this. Task 2. Emily and Derek are talking about 6 stories. Listen and check the headlines in Task 1 they talk about. Were your guesses correct? Then listen again and answer the questions.
Hey, did you see this thing in the paper today? There's a feature on amazing true stories from around the world.
Oh, yeah? What kind of things does it mention?
Well, here's a good one. It says that on Thursday, August the 16th, 2001, a London ballet was stopped halfway through the performance because a baked potato exploded in a microwave oven backstage, setting off the fire alarm. Everyone had to leave the building and wait outside for 20 minutes until they found out what had happened.
Really? Is it true?
Yeah, these are all true stories. Here's another. This one was also in Britain. It says that Britain's famous Turner Art Prize was won recently by an artist called Martin Creed, who won the award for an empty room with a light that switches on and off every 5 seconds.
He won an award for that? No way!
Yeah, it's incredible. There are lots of stories about animals, too. There's one here about a 20-year-old Egyptian sheep farmer who was killed by one of his own sheep. Apparently, while the man was sleeping, the sheep kicked his gun and it fired by accident.
The poor guy.
And then there's a guy from Panama who was eaten by a crocodile. He escaped from jail and was trying to swim across a river, but the crocodile got to him before he reached the other side.
Ugh.
There's also this story from the U.S. A woman from Austin, Texas, was awarded $780,000 in court after she broke her ankle. She injured herself tripping over a young boy who was running inside a furniture store. Everyone was surprised by the court's decision because the boy she tripped over was her own son.
You've got to be kidding. That's crazy.
But here's the best one. It says that a polar bear broke into a tourist camp in Norway. It ran away after stealing 2 things, some toothpaste and some vitamin pills.
Are you serious? Why would it do that?
No one knows. Maybe it had bad breath.
Task 3. What are the people talking about? Listen to the conversations and number the events 1 through 5. Then listen again. What was unusual about each event? Write a few words for each. 1.
I had the weirdest dream last night.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I dreamt my teeth were all falling out.
I read an article about dreams recently. It said if you dream you're losing your teeth, it means you're under too much stress.
That makes sense. The scary thing is, though, this morning I found that one of my teeth had fallen out.
Uh-oh. You'd better go see a dentist and make sure it's the only one.
2.
You know Bill Withers?
Sure, yeah.
Well, I was thinking this morning, I haven't talked with Bill in ages, so I thought I'd give him a call and see how he's doing.
Uh-huh.
Well, I was just about to call him, and then the phone rang. It was Bill. He was calling me.
Wow, what a coincidence.
3.
Did you hear about Mandy?
Oh, she was going to have a baby, wasn't she?
Yeah, she did have a baby. And then she had another one, and then another one.
You mean she had 3?
Yeah, she had triplets, and they're all identical.
4.
I bumped into one of our old school friends the other day.
Oh, yeah? Who was that?
Miles Everson.
The computer guy?
Yeah, you remember. He was always really quiet. Just spent his time at his computers. Well, turns out he now owns his own computer company. It's been a real success, and he's now a millionaire.
Miles Everson, a millionaire? Who would have believed it?
5.
You heard the latest about Jason Stewart?
He got divorced from his wife, right?
Yeah, just a few weeks ago. Now he's going to get married again soon.
Wow, that was quick. Who's he getting married to?
His ex-wife's sister.
Get out of here.
No, it's true. Apparently they were going out while he was still married.
Task 4. Listen to the examples. Pay attention to the stressed syllables.
Are you kidding?
You must be joking.
Listen and underline the stressed syllables. Next, listen again and practice. 1.
You've got to be kidding.
2.
I can't believe it.
3.
Are you serious?
4.
Oh, really?
5.
That's unbelievable.
6.
You can't be serious.
7.
That's incredible.
8.
Get out of here.
Task 5. Listen. What is this news report about? Check the correct answer. Then listen again and circle the correct answers.
And some late-breaking news just in. A dramatic rescue took place today in the beachside area of Meadow Bay. Simon Tan, a 6-year-old boy from Laguna, and an older male were airlifted from the cliffs overlooking the beach by the Coastal Rescue Service. The boy had apparently climbed the cliffs and become stuck. The older, unidentified male climbed the cliff to help him and also became stranded.
Task 6. Read the statements and listen to the conversation and circle true, false, or unknown. Then listen again and check your answers. Note any other details you hear about the incident.
Saw you on the news last night, Jake.
Oh, yeah?
So tell us what happened.
Well, I was walking alone on the beach when I heard someone calling out for help. I looked up, and there on the headland was a little kid. He'd climbed way up the cliff and was stuck.
What did you do?
Well, my first thought was to run and get help, but the boy was crying, and he looked as though he'd fall at any moment. So I climbed up to get him down. The rocks were very loose, and I almost slipped a couple of times. I was beginning to think it wasn't such a good idea to climb up there without getting help.
Sounds scary.
Well, not really. I was just thinking about the boy. I didn't really think about how dangerous it was for me.
What happened next?
I reached the boy okay, but then I couldn't get him down, so we were both stranded.
So what did you do?
Well, I yelled for help. Pretty soon there was a small crowd on the beach, maybe about 10 or 12 people. No one knew what to do, but then one of them took out a cell phone and called the Coastal Rescue Service. After about 5 minutes, there was a helicopter overhead and we were rescued.
Wow, that was very brave of you.
Well, I didn't think about being brave at the time. I just saw someone in trouble and acted. After the rescue, the kid was reunited with his parents and they were so happy they offered me a reward, $10,000.
Did you take it?
No, I didn't.
You turned down $10,000?
Yeah, I feel bad about taking money. I just did what anyone else would have done in that situation.
Task 7. Imagine you are the person who called the rescue service. You are now being interviewed. Listen and circle the best answer. 1.
From where were you able to see the incident?
2.
How many people were there with you?
3.
Who did you see?
4.
How long did it take before they were rescued?
5.
How would you describe the man who went to the boy's rescue?
Asking about and describing an incident.
Where did the incident take place?
It took place at a tourist camp on a Norwegian island.
Can you tell me what happened?
Well, I was sleeping in my tent when I heard a noise.
What did you see?
I saw a polar bear eating a tube of toothpaste.
You're kidding. How did you feel?
I was pretty scared, but it was kind of funny.
So what happened then?
Well, the bear just ran off.
Why do you think the bear took the toothpaste?
I don't know. Maybe its breath smelled bad.
In focus. Too good to be true. An increasingly common phenomenon in the Internet age is the urban legend, a type of story spread rapidly via the World Wide Web. Most urban legends share the following characteristics. They are humorous and/or shocking, they claim to be true, and they make a good story. A classic example of this phenomenon is the legend of alligators inhabiting the sewers underneath New York City. According to the legend, a number of New Yorkers brought back baby alligators from vacations in Florida but grew tired of their pets and flushed them down the toilet. The alligators survived and bred, and there is now a colony of crocodiles living under the city. Most regard the story as total fiction, but there are a few who claim it is true. Interestingly, in 1935, an 8-foot alligator was found down a manhole in East Harlem, New York, and nobody could prove where it came from. Do you think most of what you read on the internet is true? What are the most reliable forms of media?
I don't trust anything I read on the web. I'd rather rely on TV and newspapers.
I think you can find reliable information using the internet, but only on the major news websites.
I think the information you get on the web is more reliable. The newspapers and TV stations are too afraid to tell the truth.
Unit 17. We want someone who's reliable. Task 2. Listen to the conversation and match the personality traits to the correct people. Then listen again. What job do you think these people are being considered for? Check one column for each.
So, who've we got?
There are 4 names here. John, Nancy, Gina, and Paul.
John, Nancy, Gina, and Paul. And you know them all?
Right, I do.
Okay, then can you tell me about them?
Okay, well, John seems like a very friendly guy. Very friendly. He seemed like an honest enough guy, and he was very curious about the job.
But...
Well, the only problem is, he doesn't seem especially reliable. I don't know if we could count on him to do the job.
Well, we really need someone we can count on. How about Nancy? I think I know...
Yeah, she's Bob's daughter. She gives the impression of being someone who's efficient and reliable. Not too curious, though. She doesn't seem all that interested in learning new things.
Well, she wouldn't have to learn all that much. You said she's got some experience.
Yeah, she's done this type of work before. But I also don't think she'd be all that dedicated to the job.
What about the other one, Gina?
Well, she seems like she's really hardworking. Probably wouldn't need much supervision. Very independent. Curious, too. Very eager to learn. The only concern I have is...
That she might get bored with the job?
Right. She also didn't seem very friendly, to tell you the truth.
Well, that just leaves Paul then. What's he like?
Paul seems hardworking, too. Very honest, I'd say. And he seems very dedicated to this type of work.
He's done it before?
Yeah, he's got some experience. We just have to find out.
Well, he definitely sounds like the best one so far. I'd like to meet him.
Task 3. Listen to the example. Which questions have the same rhythm and stress? Listen and circle same or different. Then listen again and practice. Example.
Why do you want the job?
1,
Who do you want to see?
2,
How did you get the job?
3,
Why did you apply for the job?
4,
How do you like the job?
5.
Why do you want the position?
Task 4. Tony and Lisa are discussing the qualities they want in a babysitter. Listen. Which qualities are important? Which are not important? Then listen again and check your answers.
So, what sort of person are we looking for?
Oh, well, they'd have to be reliable, of course. I mean, I don't want to find out that we're about to go out and they haven't shown up, or they're running late or something.
Oh, yeah, of course. That last kid, what was her name?
Oh, please, she was always late. But you have to admit she was a hard worker.
Yeah.
Always cleaned the house while we were out.
Well, that's not so important as far as I'm concerned. I mean, they're being paid to look after the kids. If they clean up the place, it's a bonus, but...
But no, we need to be able to trust them, of course. I mean, leaving them here in the house with the kids, you know.
Oh, yeah. Now, honesty is definitely important.
Oh, but also, they have to be friendly. It's no good if the kids don't like them.
True. So, who should we interview then?
Oh, I don't know. Give me another look at the names on the list. I think that fourth one.
Task 5. Tony and Lisa are interviewing 2 people for the job. Listen and fill in the first 2 columns of the chart. Then listen again and complete the last 2 columns. Who do you think would be best for the job? Why?
Thanks for coming along on such short notice, Tanya.
That's okay.
Well, tell us, why do you want the job?
Oh, well, I love kids. I think they're great.
So, you're not just doing it for the money?
Oh, well, I know the money's important. I'm saving for school.
Tell me, have you ever done any babysitting before?
No, I haven't. This is my first time...
Well, how do you know you'll like it?
Well, there's only one way to find out. And, I have younger brothers and sisters, and I look after them all the time.
I have a reference letter here from your teacher. It says you're very reliable. Now, that is important.
Oh, yeah, I'm very reliable and on time, always.
Okay. So then, what would you say was the most important thing to think about?
Have a seat, Carly.
Thank you.
I'm just looking at this letter from your teacher. She says you're honest.
Oh, yes.
And hardworking.
Definitely.
So, tell us, why do you want the job?
Well,
I'm trying to save enough money so I can go away on the school trip next semester. My parents can't really afford it, so...
So basically the money will help.
Well, yeah.
And you've done this sort of work before?
Babysitting? Oh, yes. I've been doing it for, years. I have younger brothers.
Task 6. Listen and circle the answers that are right for you. 1,
Would you say you're a reliable person?
2,
Were you a dedicated student in high school?
3,
Would other people consider you friendly?
4,
Do you think it's important for children to be independent?
5.
Would you remain friends with someone who wasn't honest?
Asking and answering job interview questions.
So, tell me, why do you want the job?
I'm trying to get some experience and save money for college.
Why do you think you're the right person for the job?
I'm very honest and hard-working.
Do you have any experience in this type of work?
Yes, I do. I worked as an assistant at a childcare center last year.
No, I don't, but I studied education at college.
What sorts of qualifications do you have?
I have some experience as a teacher, I'm trustworthy, and I love working with children.
In focus. Working to live, living to work.
In his best-selling 1987 book, The Third Wave, futurist Alvin Toffler predicted huge growth in what he called electronic cottagers, people who would work from home in a computerized information age. With the Internet era now well underway, it appears that Toffler was right. According to Cyber Dialogue, a New York research and consulting firm, 15.7 million Americans worked at home during normal business hours in 1998, a figure that has no doubt grown significantly in the years since. How do most telecommuters feel about home-based employment? Surveys suggest the majority of these workers prefer this arrangement to the stress and inconvenience of a conventional working life. To quote a popular saying, more and more people seem to favor working to live over living to work. What do you see as the advantages and disadvantages of working from home? Is this the type of working life you'd like to have in the future? Why or why not?
I don't think I could work at home because there are too many distractions.
Most people would save a lot of time if they could do their jobs from home.
Traditional offices won't disappear because people like to work close to others.
Unit 18. Let's go to the movies. Task 2. Listen. What kinds of movies are the people talking about? Write the conversation number next to the movie type, then listen again. Did the people like the movies they saw? Circle yes, no, or unknown.
1.
So, how was it?
I'm not sure.
What do you mean you're not sure?
Well, I didn't see most of it. Every time the monster appeared, I closed my eyes. Are you going to see it?
Oh, I don't think so. I don't like scary movies.
2.
You saw that new movie, didn't you, Jake?
Uh-huh.
So, how was it? I was thinking of taking...
Oh, yeah, you gotta see it. I laughed so hard.
Funny, huh?
Really funny.
3.
Would you recommend that new movie at the ABC?
Not really.
No?
Well, I thought it was pretty boring. I mean, it might be okay if you like movies about spaceships and aliens.
Well, I kind of like those space films.
Well, there you go. Maybe you'll like it.
I might.
Task 3. Read the comments about the 4 movies listed and listen to 4 reviews and match the comments to the correct titles. Then listen again and check your answers. How many points is each movie given?
Most people seem to enjoy comedies, but if you're thinking of seeing Chris Wanger's new comedy, please think again. I don't know which was worse, the acting or the jokes. My rating? 2.5 out of 10.
I don't usually like movies that have me on the edge of my seat, but I really recommend the new suspense film Death Break. There are some fine performances from an excellent group of actors. Some people may have a problem with the violence in this film, but if lots of blood doesn't bother you, then go see this one. 7 out of 10.
As most of you may know, science fiction movies are just not my favorite kind of film. However, Alien Invasion is an exception. It has a good story, excellent acting, and some wonderful camera work by master cameraman Heinz-Dieter Klausbender. My rating? 8 out of 10.
If you like action films as much as I do, don't expect much from Frank Graziani's new movie, The Beguiled. I admit there's quite a bit of action here, but unfortunately the story is just too unbelievable and too long. I give the film a disappointing 4 out of 10.
Task 4. Listen and check the movies, theaters, times, and card names you hear. Then listen again. What choices do Jenny and Bob make? Circle the correct answers.
Feel like seeing a movie?
Yeah, sure. What's playing?
I don't know. Let's try that new telephone ticketing service.
Well, how does that work?
Well, you just call this number. Where'd I put it? Oh, here it is.
Okay.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Ticketmaster. To hear a list of current movies, press 1 now. To hear a list of theaters, press 2 now. To repeat this list, press 0.
Okay, hit 1.
Okay.
Enter your selection at any time. For The Crazy Professor, press 1. For Alien Invasion, press 2. For Death Break, press 3.
Let's see The Crazy Professor.
Oh, no, I don't feel like seeing a comedy.
Oh, all right, well, how about suspense? Let's go see Death Break. I heard it's really good.
Okay.
Theaters showing Death Break. For the Odeon, press 1. For New York Cinema, press 2. For ABC Theater Parkside, press 3. For...
Okay, Odeon's the nearest.
You have selected the Odeon. Please select a showtime. For 12:30 p.m., press 1. For 2:30 p.m., press 2. For 5:30 p.m., press 3. For
5:30?
Uh-huh.
You have chosen 5:30. Please enter the number of tickets. You have booked 2 tickets. If this is correct, press the star key to continue. You have booked 2 tickets. Please select a credit card for payment. To pay by Charge Plus, press 1. To pay by Diners Express, press 2. To pay by Fast Cash, press 3.
I think I'll put it on Fast Cash.
You have selected Fast Cash. Please enter your card number, followed by the star key.
Oh my gosh, I'm glad we're not calling long distance.
Task 5. Jenny is taking part in a survey. Listen and check her responses. Then listen again and check your answers.
Excuse me.
Yeah?
We're doing a survey on movies, and we'd like your opinion.
Okay, sure.
All right. How often do you go to the movies? More than once a month? Several times a year? Or less than once a year?
Oh, gosh. More than once a month. I go every couple of weeks.
Okay. And when you go to the movies, what kind of movies do you like?
Oh, I like comedies and suspense.
Comedies and suspense. No sci-fi.
No.
Me neither. Now, how do you generally find out about new movie releases? Through the newspaper? From friends? Or from TV?
Well, mostly from friends. And also through the newspaper.
Uh-huh, good. And do you usually go alone, with friends, or with family?
Oh, usually either alone or with friends. hardly ever go with my family.
I see. And how do you pay for your tickets? At the box office or through the telephone?
Oh, at the box office. How can you pay by phone?
Well, our company has just started a new phone service where you can find out what movies are playing and then buy your tickets over the phone.
Huh.
Would you like me to tell you about it?
Yes, please.
Task 6. Listen to the example and the statements. Underline the words that have the same stress as exciting. Then listen again and practice.
Example.
The film was really exciting.
1,
We're going to see The Beguiled tomorrow.
2,
The Crazy Professor starts at the Odeon this week.
3,
Alien Invasion sounds like a waste of time.
4,
Who's appearing in Death Break?
5.
How do you generally find out about new movie releases?
Task 7. Listen and circle the answers that are right for you. 1.
Do you like action movies?
2.
Do you ever see movies more than once?
3.
What do you think of Hollywood movies?
4.
How do you feel about movie ticket prices?
5.
What's your favorite way to see movies?
Asking and talking about movies.
How often do you go to the movies?
I generally go about once every 2 weeks with my boyfriend.
What's your all-time favorite movie?
I guess it's Philadelphia. It's really sad, and it always makes me cry.
What are your favorite and least favorite kinds of movie?
I like action movies because they're exciting. I don't care much for sci-fi movies. I think they're boring.
What was the last movie you saw?
I saw Psycho on TV last week. It's really scary.
In focus, a theater in the living room. One of this era's most significant advances in consumer technology, the videocassette recorder, VCR, was introduced in the mid-1970s and, before its displacement by the DVD player, was among the most common electronic devices in North American homes. Although the VCR was initially seen as a means of recording TV shows for later viewing, it soon had an impact on movie makers. Once seen as a threat to theaters, home entertainment gradually evolved into a major revenue source for the film industry and actually helped fuel the expansion of cinema chains. With both the feature film and home video industries now stronger than ever, there are still those who feel that the only way to truly experience a movie is on the big screen. What are some of the things you like about seeing movies at the theater? What are some things you don't like? Give reasons.
I don't think you need to see every movie at the theater. Only blockbusters.
The problem with theaters is that some people like to talk during the movies.
Home video is a lot better because you can watch all the good parts again.
Unit 19. Is he ready to quit? Task 2. Listen to people giving advice on solving different problems. What are the problems? Write them in the chart. Then listen again and write the keywords that helped you decide. 1.
Well, if the dog is too noisy, I think that you should talk to them about the problem. And maybe they could keep it indoors at night. That should solve the problem, shouldn't it?
2.
If you're tired of his snoring, what you need to do is make sure he's lying on his side. You can do that by putting a rolled-up blanket on the bed between you.
3.
Have you tried chewing gum? That seems to work pretty well with my other patients who want to stop smoking.
4.
You need to take a long walk just before bedtime. Oh, and you should give up that cup of coffee after dinner if you want to sleep well.
5.
Well, if you want your son to come home earlier, you should make it clear to him that you're going to lock the door at 10 o'clock every night.
Task 3. Listen as 3 people describe problems they are having. Match each person with the correct problem. Then listen again. What advice does Dr. John give? Write the advice under each picture.
This is Dr. John. On the line we have Mildred of Church Point. Go ahead, madam, you're on.
Thank you, Doctor. It's about my husband.
Uh-huh.
He's a very heavy smoker, and I'm worried about him.
And you want him to give it up.
That's right.
And is he ready to quit?
Oh, well, yes, I'd say he is, but it's so hard.
You have to help him stop thinking about cigarettes all the time. You need a change of routine. Go away on a vacation. You'll be able to afford it with all the money he saves on cigarettes.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Our next caller is Rosie from Orange Grove. Go ahead, Rosie.
Oh, hello. I have a problem with my husband, too.
You do?
Uh-huh.
You want him to quit smoking, too?
No, I want him to quit snoring.
Oh, well, you could ask him to sleep in another room. Seriously, people only snore when they're lying on their back. So you need to get your husband to sleep on his side.
Oh, okay. I'll try it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Time for one last call, and Bill is on the line.
Dr. John, can you help me? I just can't sleep at night.
I see.
It's terrible. I lie there for hours without being able to sleep, and then I'm exhausted all day at work.
Well, there are a few things you can do. First of all, try to go to bed at the same time every night, and get plenty of exercise.
Okay.
And don't drink too much coffee or tea, especially at night. Caffeine can keep you awake, you know.
Okay, well, I'll try your suggestions. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome, and that wraps up the show for now. But be sure to call...
Task 4. Stress can be used to show annoyance. Listen to the examples and the statements and write A for annoyed or N for not annoyed. Then listen again and practice.
Example 1.
She missed her class.
Example 2.
She missed her class.
Listen and write A for annoyed or N for not annoyed.
1.
I asked you to quit.
2.
I wish you wouldn't snore.
3.
I wish that dog would stop barking.
4.
It's time to stop.
5.
I ordered fish.
Task 5. Listen to the conversation and check the correct answer. Then listen again and circle the things they talk about.
All set to go, Anna?
Anytime you're ready, Dad. Is Mom back with the car yet?
Not yet. We've still got a couple of minutes. Why don't you sit down here for just a second?
But, Dad, shouldn't we get going? I don't want to be late.
You won't be late. Now, I know this is a very special day for you, so I just want to give you a couple of pieces of advice.
I know what you're going to say, Dad. I'll be fine. Don't worry.
I know. It's just, your life is going to change a lot starting today. I just want you to remember that the most important thing is keeping up with the work. Don't waste too much time.
I know.
Now, hold on a second. It's very easy to get caught up with the excitement of meeting new people, going to parties, going out on dates. And my advice to you
Dad, I'm going to be too busy playing basketball to worry about that.
Yes, and I'm sure you'll be a great addition to the team. Just don't forget you're there for a reason. Someday you're going to have to decide on a career, so you should probably...
Career? Dad, I already told you I'm going to Europe for a year after I graduate. I'll worry about a career after that.
Yes, well, these things cost money. Try not to spend too much on...
Oh, there's Mom with the car. We'd better go.
So it is. Well, we can finish our conversation on the way there.
Task 6. Anna has a problem. What advice does her friend give her? Listen and number the pictures 1 through 6 in the order in which you hear the advice. Then listen again and check your answers. What does Anna decide to do?
Hello?
Gail, Anna here. Listen, I've got a big problem here and I need your advice.
Whoa, slow down, Anna. What's going on?
You're never going to believe this. You remember how Lisa let me borrow her bracelet?
Sure, you're going to that formal party at the Carlton Hotel. Hey, wasn't that tonight?
Yeah, I just got home and realized I don't have it. I lost the bracelet.
What? What do you mean you lost it?
I don't know where it is. I've looked everywhere. What am I going to tell Lisa?
Well, you don't have to tell her anything yet. Why don't you report it to the lost and found desk at the hotel?
I didn't even know hotels had lost and found desks. Oh, Gail, what if no one finds it?
Well, then go over there and find it yourself. Look under all the tables and...
No, I mean, what if no one ever finds it?
Oh, come on, Anna. Just go back over there and...
I'm serious. Sometimes these things happen.
Well, you could always just pay her for the bracelet. How much do you think it's worth?
I don't know. I guess it's...
Or just take her out, buy her a new one, and give it to her.
But this bracelet is really unique.
Well, you've got a lot of jewelry. Maybe you could give her something of yours.
You can't be serious, Gail. Is that the best advice you can come up with?
Okay, Anna. I think you should wait until she talks to you about the bracelet, and then tell her you've never seen it.
Gee, Gail, you're no help at all. I'm just going to call Lisa and tell her the truth.
That's not a bad idea, Anna.
Task 7. Listen and circle the answers that are right for you. 1.
You want to buy a new car but don't have the money. What should you do?
2.
You don't like your best friend's new hairstyle. What should you do?
3.
You find a bag full of money on the bus. What should you do?
4.
You see someone stealing in a department store. What should you do?
Asking for and giving advice.
What do you think I should do? This guy keeps calling me on my cell phone.
If I were you, I'd change my cell phone number.
You should just tell him you don't want to date him.
Why don't you meet up with him? He obviously likes you.
Do you think I'd sleep better if I stopped drinking coffee?
Yes, that sounds like a good idea.
No, if you want to sleep better, you should get some exercise before you go to bed.
Have you tried using earplugs? That really works for me.
In Focus. Want some free advice?
A huge bestseller upon its publication in 1988, Robert Fulghum's book, All I Really Need to Know I Learned in Kindergarten, has at its center the idea that wisdom does not come with age, but is there in the sandbox at nursery school. Among the pieces of advice for living Fulghum offers in the book are things like share everything, play fair, put things back where you found them, and clean up your own mess. The author goes on to say that look is the most important word in the English language. Everything you need to know is there somewhere, and argues that people would be better off if we all, the whole world, had cookies and milk about 3 o'clock every afternoon and then lay down with our blankets for a nap. What do you think of the advice Fulghum offers in his book? Do you agree that most people have already learned everything they need to know about living life? Why or why not?
He's got a point. If countries shared everything, there would be an end to war.
It's a nice thought, but the problems of the world are more complicated than that.
If you think about it, we wouldn't need Greenpeace if everyone cleaned up their own mess.
Unit 20. Who did you see today? Task 2. Listen and number the pictures 1 through 4. Then listen again and circle the words you hear.
1.
Morning, Pete. How's traffic today?
Not bad. How's it going?
Pretty good. How about you?
Okay. 2.
Have you finished your homework?
I'll do it later.
That's what you say every night.
That's what I do every night.
3.
Could you make that call for me now, please, Sharon?
Oh, sorry. Which one was that?
To the Taipei office?
Oh, sure. Will you take it in your office?
Uh-huh.
4.
And there's a grease stain here on this shirt that needs...
Let me see.
It's right here on the cuff.
Oh, I see. Yeah, we can get that out. No problem.
Task 3. Listen. Who is Joe talking about? Circle the correct answer. Then listen again and answer the questions. 1.
She said that she wanted to see the grandkids before they went off to their summer camp. But when I went to the apartment, she and Dad had both gone out. She's getting a little forgetful in her old age, I'm afraid.
2.
I just left a few things for her to type and file this morning, but she hasn't done any of it yet. I just don't know what she does with her time, you know?
3.
I asked her where she thought she was going dressed like that. I told her no child of mine was going out like that, even if that's what all the other kids were wearing.
4.
When I dropped off the suit, he said I could pick it up on Friday. But then when I went to the shop to pick it up, he told me it wasn't ready. So now I don't know what to wear to the wedding.
5.
I don't know what's wrong with it. I just bought it a few months ago. I called him up and asked him if he would come and fix it.
Task 4. Listen and number the events in Joe's day 1 through 6 in the order you hear them. Then listen again. Who did Joe speak to today? Complete the diagram.
Hello, Joe. Wow, you're in here early today. How was your day?
Terrible. It was...
Terrible?
It was just one of those days, you know?
What happened?
Well, it started off in the usual way. You know, breakfast with Nina and the kids, and then a nice, relaxing ride downtown on the bus with Pete. And then, everything started to go wrong.
Like what?
Like, okay, I stopped to pick up my dry cleaning, and they had ruined my jacket. It was practically brand new.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Then I went to have a haircut. I go to Tony's. You know Tony, don't you? Well, Tony was away. Some other guy was there. I think his name was Jack or something. Anyway, this guy ended up cutting my ear. And badly.
Oh, no.
Look.
Yeesh.
He couldn't stop the bleeding. You know how ears are. So I had to go to the clinic. And the nurse at the clinic looked at it, but said I needed to see the doctor. So I ended up spending over an hour there. So anyway, then I'm late for work, right? So I get to the office, and my secretary says, the boss wants to see you right away. So then I get yelled at for missing the big meeting.
So?
So, at that stage, I decided to take the rest of the day off and come in here. Give me another cold one, would you, Phil?
Sure, on the house.
Task 5. Listen to the teacher's questions and circle the best answer for each one. Then listen again and check your answers.
Welcome back to class, everyone. Today I want to continue talking about social networks. To review, social networks are made up of the many people we talk to on a regular basis. Now, since all of you are planning to go abroad to study, you're going to have to know how to express yourself in English when talking to these people. To help you prepare for this, I want you to take a quiz on social networks and on some common things you might want to say to the people you meet. Now, you should all have a sheet in front of you with a list of 6 occupations and a set of A, B, and C statements for each. I'll give you a situation where you'd have to say something to one of the people in the chart. I want you to choose which of the questions or statements, A, B, or C, is correct. Okay? Here we go. All right. The first person on the list is a bus driver. Situation 1. You're taking the bus to King Street, but you don't know where to get off. You want the bus driver to tell you. What do you say to the bus driver? Okay, situation 2. You have a sore throat and you go to see a doctor. The doctor asks you how long you've been sick. What do you say? Now, situation 3. You're in a restaurant speaking to the server. You're a vegetarian and you'd like to order. What do you say? Shop salesperson. Situation 4. You're buying a shirt, but it looks too big. You want to know if the store has any others. What do you say? The next person on the list is a bank teller. Situation 5. You go to the bank and give the bank teller a check. You want to exchange it for cash. What do you say to the teller? Last one. Situation 6. You're talking to a travel agent and you've decided to take the afternoon tour with your friend. What do you say? That's it. First, let's go through the answers and find out how you did on the quiz. Then you can decide which people in your social network you want to focus on and the kinds of things you might want to say to them. Okay, number 1. B would be the best answer. Number 2, C. Number 3, I think B would be most appropriate. Number 4, I'd say B. Number 5, definitely A in this situation. Finally, number 6, again A is best. All right, everyone, how did you do?
Task 6. Read the sentences. Circle the letters that have the same sound as S in How's It Going? Listen to check your answers. Then listen again and practice. 1.
My family's staying at some place on the coast.
2.
That's what Sharon does every day.
3.
We see them on Thursday evenings.
4.
My husband's job takes him away a lot.
5.
I just don't know what she does with her salary.
Task 7. Listen and circle the answers that are right for you. 1.
Do you go very often for a medical checkup?
2.
Do you talk to your best friend every day?
3.
Would you like to see your family more often?
4.
Would you say you eat out about once a week?
Talking to people in your social network. Example, talking with a doctor.
Doctor, I have this really bad sore throat.
Okay. Do you have any other symptoms?
Yes, I have a fever and I feel really tired.
All right. Let me take a look at your throat.
Do I need to take some medicine?
Yes. I'll give you some antibiotics.
No, just get plenty of rest and drink a lot of water.
In focus, 6 degrees of separation. Through a chain of only 6 friends, you can link yourself to anyone in the world. This is a claim that has become known as the 6 degrees of separation theory. The idea is that everyone in the world can be reached through a short chain of social acquaintances. You know someone in one place who knows a friend in another, who knows another person, and so on. The theory originated in 1967 when a Harvard social psychologist, Stanley Milgram, sent out 300 letters to people chosen at random in a city in Nebraska. Each person was asked to get the letter to a single target person in Boston. If they did not know the person, they could forward the letter to someone they knew, a friend, coworker, or casual acquaintance who might be closer. The average number of steps in the chain of senders turned out to be 6. Advocates argue that the theory is true also on a global scale, although it has not yet been proved. Do you believe this theory? How many people do you think are in your own social network? How many would you regard as close friends?
The world is getting smaller every day, so I think the theory is probably true.
I don't agree. There are still remote places in the world that you can't reach in just 6 steps.
With the internet, my social network has expanded across the world, but I still just have a few close friends.
Review, Units 16 through 20. Task 1. Maggie is describing her day. Number the people 1 through 4 in the order she met them. Then listen again and note the news that each person tells her.
I'm back.
Hi, Maggie. Did you get everything you wanted?
Yeah, and I had a really interesting morning. I heard some pretty interesting stuff.
Yeah, like what?
Well, you know Nicola Jones?
The nurse?
Yeah, from County Central Hospital. Well, I ran into her at the taxi stand, and she told me that the hospital's going to close next year.
No.
Yeah, apparently it's losing too much money.
Oh, that's terrible.
It sure is. Anyway, after that, the driver in the taxi I took was telling me about this huge accident last night on the East Coast Expressway.
Oh, that must have been the reason for all those sirens last night. What happened?
Well, 2 trucks crashed into each other. and one of them turned over. Traffic was stopped for hours.
Wow.
So, then I was picking up some meat in the butcher's on Elm Street, and you know that guy who works there?
Oh, you mean Steve?
Yeah, anyway, he's just had a new baby, a boy. His name's Andrew.
Oh, that's great news. I'll have to congratulate him.
Yeah, and you won't believe this last bit of news.
What?
Well, after I finished shopping, I stopped in for a coffee at the coffee shop near the butcher's, the Coffee Bean.
Oh, yeah, I know it.
And I was talking to the waitress there. You'll never guess who she served last night.
Who?
Madonna! She just stopped in for some food. Apparently, she just bought an apartment in this neighborhood.
No way.
Task 2. 3 people are describing movies they have just watched. Listen and fill in the movie title and type for each person. Then listen again. What did the people think of the movies? Fill in the good and bad points and the person's rating. Which movie would you be most interested in seeing?
Excuse me, sir. We're conducting a short survey for the cinema about the movies showing here. Would you mind if I ask you a few questions?
Sure, I guess not. Go ahead.
Thanks. Okay, can I ask your name and what you just saw?
Okay, I'm Bill Hendricks, and I saw Fat Charlie. You know, that comedy.
Mm-hmm. What did you think of it?
Oh, it was great. It was so funny, and the story was really good.
Okay. Anything you didn't like?
Well, I didn't really love the music. The soundtrack was a bit boring. Still, overall it was a great movie. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you very much. What you just saw?
My name's Carrie. I went to see The Purple Planet.
And what did you think?
I usually really like science fiction films, but this was really disappointing.
Mm-hmm. What didn't you like about it?
Well, the main thing was the acting. It was awful. And the story. I was actually pretty bored during it.
Okay. Was there anything about it that you liked?
I suppose the special effects were pretty good, but...
You wouldn't recommend it?
I sure wouldn't.
Okay, I'm Helena Lopez, and I watched The Plumber.
Oh, the suspense film.
Yeah, it was pretty exciting. I love Ross Wallace. He's a great director.
Anything else?
Yeah, the acting was good too, especially that little kid. He's such a good actor.
Mm-hmm.
There was one thing, though, the ending. It just didn't seem believable after the rest of the film. I found it really disappointing. It just spoiled the whole film for me.
Okay, so would you recommend it?
I guess so, but it's not the best film around at the moment.
Task 3. Jean is talking with somebody from a job recruitment agency. Listen and check the type of job they are talking about. Then listen again. What type of person does Jean want to hire? Note the qualities she wants and doesn't want in the chart.
So, what sort of a person are you looking for, Ms. Mariansky?
Well, I need someone who can work independently. That's important, because I spend so much time out of the office.
All right, independent. What else?
Well, reliable, naturally. Once again, because I'm out of the office so much, I need to be sure that the jobs are all getting done.
Right, absolutely.
Oh, and, honest. That's also something I want in a personal assistant. Although, of course, no one will ever say.
Oh, no. But, well, so any qualities you don't want in...
Well, to be honest, the last assistant I had was extremely ambitious, and that's why she isn't here anymore. She went off to, how shall I put this? Bigger and better things. I don't need that again.
I understand.
And I don't really want someone who tries to be funny all the time. That was the other problem with the one who just left.
Task 4. Jean is considering 3 people for the position in Task 3. Listen to what is said about them and make notes. Then listen again and check your answers.
1. Hello, my name is Tony Harlow. My goal is to find a job that fits my skills and talents. I'm an ambitious person. You'll also find me hardworking and intelligent. I'm also very independent, and I'm used to working on my own. In the next few minutes, I'll be describing my work history and educational background. I got out of school 15 years ago. 2.
Oh, this is Marcia Liu. I filled out a job application in your office today, and I just realized that I forgot to fill in the section about personal qualities. I wanted to say that I'm very creative, so I think I'd be just right for the job. Oh, also, I'm sensitive. Oh, and my friends say I'm funny. Well, I guess that's all. Thanks.
3.
Oh, personal qualities? Oh, gee, what should I say? Let's see. Well, I'm honest and reliable, as you can see from my references on the second page there. What else? Oh, yes, well, I'm also very calm. I don't tend to get excited.
Task 5. Listen to the psychology test and circle the answers that are right for you. Then listen to what your answers mean. Do you agree with the interpretation?
Okay, this is a psychology test. In this test, I'm going to describe a situation to you, and while I'm describing it, I want you to imagine the scenes in your mind and circle the answer that is best for you. All right, let's begin. Number 1. You are walking in the woods with someone. Who is walking with you? Circle your answer. Next, question 2. While you are walking in the woods, you see an animal. What kind of animal is it? Okay, question 3. What do you do to the animal? Now, you walk deeper into the woods. You enter a clearing in the woods, and in front of you is your dream house. How big is the house? Circle your answer on question 4. Last question, number 5. You leave the house and find something lying in the grass. You pick it up, and it's a cup. What is the cup made from? Okay, let's go through the answers. The person who you are walking with is the most important person in your life. The size of the animal shows how big you think your problems are, and the next answer, what you do to the animal, represents how you like to deal with your problems. The size of your dream house represents how big your ambition to solve your problems is. The question about what the cup is made from represents how strong your relationship with the person in question 1 is. If your cup is made from a strong material like metal, then your relationship is very strong. If your cup is made from paper, then your relationship is probably not so strong.